Good afternoon. I am Paul Pilatus, and I am here representing the queer transformative roots as part of the Providence Youth Student Movement. I have lived in Providence since I was 2 years old as a queer and trans young person, young Latinx person. I did not realize that was who I was until much later in life, because I was subjected to the silencing, the shame, and the ignorance that many of us here have been as we grew up. The most vulnerable amongst us are our youth. The most vulnerable amongst us are those who are marginalized before they ever realize who they are. That ignorance, that silencing does not go away simply because young people are still alive and grow up. It matures with us. It grows with us. And that abuse leads to murder when we forget how to love. When we forget that we are human simply because we are different. When we forget that those around us need as much love and acceptance and recognition as anyone else. We must see each other if we are to combat this hatred. We must love what we do not understand if we are to survive. As part of the Queer Transformative Roots group at PRISM, we are running the Queer Community Housing Initiative. We believe and we know that stability in housing is what will keep us alive when depression and suicide are all too eager to see us end. When we stand together and we ignore the labels, we ignore the boxes, we ignore that which will divide us and accept the fact that we as humans, we as trans people, we as queer people, we need to accept each other and love each other if we are to break chains. We must accept that which we hate about ourselves because that was taught to us. We were not born with that hatred. We were not born with shame. We were given shame. We can only free ourselves of that shame together. We can only do so with genuine acts of community. I do not want your words, I want your dollars. I do not want your pats on the back, I want your homes for my youth. I do not want your sympathy. I want your genuine concern for this community. Where our communities are being gentrified, our youth are being silenced, our siblings are being murdered, their graves go unattended, not because we are not placing flowers there, but because those flowers are not being maintained by those who we have appointed to maintain them. Our love is not appreciated or recognized. So we must do it for ourselves. You must look at each other here. Those of you who stand here today in the cold and in the rain, you love us. Because you love yourselves enough to shout against the deafening silence of madmen. We will shout. We will not be ignored. We will not be tamed. Our love is boundless because we know the truth. We know the truth of ourselves. We know the truth of what it means to be genuine in a world that would rather see you silent. In a world that would rather see you ignored, we will stand here on this hill and shout our love until you can be no longer denied. So we ask you, those who will stand in the cold and in the rain, what will you give us after today? What will you give us when we are cold and hungry and in the streets? When we are asking ourselves, Does this world even want us? Does this world want the truth? What will you give us then? You can answer my question at prism.us. There is a donate button there. We need your support. We need your money. Thank you.